The best desktop computers for 2020. The best desktop PC. Dell XPS 8930 SE. Why you should buy this? You get a lot of PC for not a lot of money. Who's it for? Families, students, budget-conscious buyers. Why we picked it? The best overall desktop is the one that will work for the most amount of people, and that's the Dell XPS 8930 SE. On the exterior, it's not flashy, but it's a conservative desktop that would fit in as easily as a cubicle or home office. Regardless of what configuration you choose, you'll find something that matches your needs, but the base model is a good place to start. A 6-core Core i5 processor and a discrete GTX 1650 GPU is nothing to scoff at and should handle most of what you throw at it with relative ease. Importantly, it features a 256GB SSD M.2 boot drive and a 1TB HDD for quick loading apps and plenty of hard storage. From there, if you want a better photo and video editing machine, you can jump up to a Core i9 to 9900K processor for extra cores. Or to pivot more towards gaming, you can upgrade all the way up to an RTX 2080 Super. The best part? Despite being fairly small and portable, everything is modular and upgradable for future expansions. A new model has been announced, a complete redesign with a smaller chassis and more powerful internals. The best gaming desktop. HP Omen Obelisk. Why you should buy this? Punchy performance packaged in a clean design gives this desktop a more mature vibe. Who's it for? PC gamers who don't want to build their own system. Why we picked it? Not everyone has the time or interest to build their own gaming PC from scratch. The HP Omen Obelisk gives you most of the benefits of building your own system without any of the hassle. It's extremely easy to upgrade, offers nearly limitless configurations, and still gives you a look through the tempered glass at your glowing gaming behemoth. You can save a bit of money by opting for slightly less powerful parts without sacrificing much performance too. Our review unit, which can be found for as low as $1,700 on sale, comes with an older 8th generation processor and an NVIDIA RTX 2080. In this configuration, even demanding games were playable in 4K resolution, and most games in our review played at around 100 FPS when stepped down to 1440p. If you need more performance down the road, the spacious tower makes the upgrade simple and easy. Now, you can configure the Obelisk to be the most powerful gaming PC you can imagine, with up to the Core i9 to 9900K and an RTX 2070 Super. The best all-in-one desktop. Apple iMac 5K, 2019. Why you should buy this? Updated silicon inside an iconic design lets the iMac stand out from the competition. Who's it for? Professionals and home users looking for compact, beautiful, and powerful all-in-one computer. Why we picked it? The iMac silhouette hasn't changed much for about 7 years now, a testament to the enduring nature of Apple's design. This year, Apple updated the iMac 5K to give it even more powerful innards to satiate the power-hungry needs of prosumers. Packed with up to an 8-core Intel 9th generation Core i9 to 9900K processor, the 5K edition of Apple's all-in-one is the fastest we've tested and lets desktop Mac users experience discrete desktop graphics without having to step up to the more expensive iMac Pro or newly redesigned Mac Pro. The 27-inch canvas on this iMac isn't meant for gaming, but it's adept for tasks like video and photo editing, office tasks, and media consumption. And thanks to its bright, high-contrast display supporting 100% of the sRGB color space, it's still an ideal fit for editors. Despite having an older chassis, 2019 iMac 5K is still an almost perfect all-in-one. However, it is highly rumored the redesigned iMac may launch later in 2020. It may even be among the first Macs to run on the brand new Apple Silicon architecture. The best desktop for video editing. Adamant Threadripper Professional PC. Why you should buy this? It has absolutely ludicrous performance and heaps of customization options. Who's it for? Creatives and businesses with deep pockets. Why we picked it? Adamant's PCs might not be the sexiest out there, but they are cutting edge when it comes to performance. Sporting the latest high-powered AMD Threadripper 3000 CPUs, including the 3960X and 3970X, with up to 32 cores, there's nothing out there with more multi-threaded performance than this system. Now supporting even the 3990X with 64 cores, you can be ensured that this system will soar through your Premiere renders. Alongside the 32-core CPU is up to 256 GB of high-speed memory, options for terabytes upon terabytes of fast storage, and a choice of GPUs between basic workstation cards for general special effects rendering and high-powered creator cards costing thousands of dollars. The base model has all the power you'd need for fast editing, but if you need more for some specific tasks, it's there for the buying. Better still, with built-in water cooling, this system not only stays cool, but it stays quiet too. No need to have a wind turbine in your house just to get a fast video editing PC. This system from Adamant ticks all the boxes. If the price is a little high, Adamant does offer systems with the mainstream Ryzen 3950X and 3900X, which have 16 and 12 cores apiece. These options would still be fantastic editing machines and would come at a fraction of the price. The best desktop for students. Dell G5 Gaming Desktop. Why you should buy this? It has excellent performance for the price. Who's it for? Students, families, entry-level gamers. Why we picked it? When picking the best desktop, we wanted something that could do everything at an affordable price. That's the Dell G5 Gaming Desktop to a T. Even its $686 base model is solid PC, including a GTX 1650 Super and a quad-core 10th Gen Intel Core i3 processor. That's plenty of power for most students, whether you're working on a video project, editing photos, coding a game, or just writing your research paper. Even though most students will be able to get by with an inexpensive desktop with a competent processor, more and more schools are requiring projects that rely on graphics power as part of the curriculum, and having a discrete GPU will be beneficial. Dell's G5 Gaming Desktop, though it's marketed as an inexpensive gaming rig, delivers on this front with up to an Intel Core i9 to 10900KF and options for discrete graphics all the way up to an NVIDIA RTX 2070 Super. That's as powerful as mainstream PCs get. The best compact desktop. Apple Mac Mini. Why you should buy this? It's tiny and powerful. Who's it for? Budget and space-restricted Apple fans. Why we picked it? Apple's Mac Mini might have been the most neglected of the company's hardware, that is, until the 2018 version made its surprise appearance. This Mac Mini truly embodies the idea of a miniature computer and doesn't scrimp on the hardware inside. It's a little pricier than previous iterations of the microsystem, but with an 8th generation 6-core Intel CPU at its heart and up to 64 GB of memory, it can crunch through general computing tasks with ease. The Mac Mini, however, isn't without drawbacks. Though it's ideal for a majority of your computing needs, the lack of discrete graphics support and non-upgradable RAM makes this a less than ideal choice for gamers and PC users looking for flexibility in a desktop. Fortunately, Apple made some smart decisions in designing the Mac Mini. Thunderbolt 3 support means you can add an external GPU, and the included SSD is one of the fastest drives we've tested on a system. And despite the price jump, the Mac Mini is one of the most affordable ways to join the macOS ecosystem. For most home and office users, the Mac Mini will be a fast and capable desktop that's able to handle most of your office tasks, web browsing, and media consumption. Most users will be pleased with how speedily macOS runs on the upgraded 8th generation Intel processor for most of your computing work. Given that Apple did not find it necessary to update the previous version of this desktop for 5 years, if history is any indication, this year's model should be able to stay relevant for just as long.